Hello and welcome to this video where we take a look at reviewing and reporting against our fixed assets held in nettTracker. Our starting point should always be that our nettTracker book value, that's the total net book value of fixed assets on the fixed asset register, balances back to the external book value, which is the balance of the balance sheet in our accounting software, which could be QuickBooks Online, Xero or Sage Cloud Accounting. The next thing I'm going to do is click on View All to view my fixed asset register. To improve the speed in which the fixed asset register loads, you will find that only one asset group will open at a time. In this example, we have computer equipment open. If I wanted to look at motor vehicles, I'd move down to the motor vehicles section and click within motor vehicles and expand. If I just take myself back to computer equipment, it would appear at first glance there are only 5 assets in this group. But something that we must check is how many assets are being displayed per page. In this example, currently only 5. I can expand that to 100 assets per page. In this example, there are only 14 assets within computer equipment. If there were 314 assets, on this page it would display as 1 to 100 of 314. Clicking on the arrows enable us to move to the first page, the previous page, the next page and the last page. It's possible to search for assets within an asset group by typing in details of the asset and then clicking on the magnifying glass to search. The nettTracker fixed asset register currently has 16 column headers available to view, starting at name and ending on the gains and loss on the disposal of a fixed asset. You don't have to have all of these column headings in view, and you can change those using the settings gear on the far right. Removing ticks from boxes will remove columns from your fixed asset register. This option is also sticky, so when you log out and log back in, the fixed asset register will remain visible as you wish it to. Regardless of the columns in view, when you choose to download your fixed asset register using the download button at the top right hand corner, you'll find all 16 columns will be downloaded. When a financial year end has been processed in nettTracker, a snapshot of that fixed asset register is taken at that point. We can take a look at those fixed asset registers at any time clicking on the little calendar icon. I'm currently in the current accounting year. I could go back and look at the previous accounting year, and I could choose to export that fixed asset register into Excel also. If I'm looking at the fixed asset register, any of these assets I can look at in more detail by clicking on the little magnifying glass on the far right hand side to view the asset. For this particular asset, I can see at the top of the screen lots of information: when it was acquired, what the purchase cost was and what the current value would have been at that particular point in time at the end of December 2021. But I can also see on the far right hand side that the asset was actually disposed in January 2022 and the proceeds of the sale. Also, against this particular asset we can look at the depreciation history. We can choose what year we are looking at that depreciation history for. And I can also look at the audit trail for that particular asset. Okay, so what I want to do next is head back to my dashboard and this time I'm going to look at the current financial year. So I'll click on Go within that tile. Just as we had in the main fixed asset register, we can choose how many assets per page are going to be displayed within the depreciation forecast. Also, just like our fixed asset register, to prevent any lag in the pages loading, only one asset group will be available to view at one time within this particular screen. If I just scroll down, I'll see my motor vehicles and office equipment. So I could click within office equipment and I will see the forecast there for those particular items. If I move to the top of the screen, we have the ability of downloading the forecast into an Excel spreadsheet. So let me click on that now. The downloaded Excel report contains information against each asset group as well as the class and showing the figures month by month. So you can sort and subtotal this report as you see fit. Okay, so let's just have a quick recap. From the dashboard, we can compare the net book value of our assets on our fixed asset register to the total balance on our balance sheet for fixed assets. The asset register itself for each asset will contain details of our accumulated brought forward costs, any purchases within the year, the depreciation in the year and the accumulated depreciation, and we can change these columns if we wish. At the moment, this particular screen has a reduced view with some of those headings being removed. Prior year fixed asset registers are stored and we can download our asset register into Excel at any time. If we view the current financial year, we can see a forecast for depreciation for each asset. And this can also be downloaded into Excel. If you need to learn more on how fixed assets can be made really easy, please visit www.nettTracker.com.